Y'all see him in the street struggling, young, dumb, and thuggin', give a fuck about nothing. Stuck at rock bottom, trying to come up on something. Pumping from sundown to sun.
We've now lost another major character in this show. They are dropping like flies. R.I.P. Lalo. What's up, guys? Street Justice here. Welcome back to my channel. We are back for the reaction to Better Call Saul. This is the final season, season 6, episode 9, Fun and Games. And man, I was just thinking, we've lost 3 major characters this season now. First it was Nacho, then it was Howard, now Lalo. There's only one other character remaining whose ultimate fate I don't know, and that's Kim Wexler. I'm just hoping and I'm praying nothing bad happens to her, because obviously she's not in Breaking Bad. We now know the fates of the other 3 characters who weren't actually in Breaking Bad, so yeah, I'm just super worried now because we still have half a season go pretty much as well, 5 episodes including this one. So I honestly thought Lalo was going to be the antagonist for the remainder of the season, so I don't know how the remainder of this is going to actually play out, but there's only one way to find out. If you guys are looking for my full reactions to the show, the link to my Patreon is down in the description below. If you're not subscribed to the channel, now's a very good time to click that button down below. Smash the like button while you're there. With that said, let's jump right in. Let's check it out. Let's go. Where are we starting out here? You never know with this show. Goodman and Associates. It's happening.
Ride with me, glide with me.
No, don't transition.
Ride on the wings of the angels above.
I still feel so bad for Howard though. He's the one character that did not deserve his fate. Like, as much as I love Nacho, Nacho was in the game. Lalo was in the game. Howard was just an innocent bystander. Is she gonna crack? I feel like it's only a matter of time, bottling it up, pulling it all in throughout the day. It's like nothing ever happened. Wow. Mike is good, man. Here it comes. Mike has seen so much. One thing the show has done a fantastic job of too is making his ultimate fate seem even more tragic now. Obviously, we already got to know him pretty well in Breaking Bad, but man, this show further expanded on that.
One day we'll wake up and brush our teeth and we'll go to work. At some point we'll suddenly realize that we haven't thought about it at all.
Reciting Mike's speech.
And that's when we'll know. We'll know we can forget.
I mentioned in my last reaction, but the twins, they're coming to my city's comic convention.
Gustavo,
Comic-Con.
Don Héctor ha hecho.
Esas son palabras de Don Héctor. Se las dictó Leonel y a Marco, letra por letra. El día después del ataque, Lalo me llamó. Fue Fring quien mandó a los asesinos,
Audio's
no
watching
los
them.
peruanos. Esto fue obra del boyero, Don Eladio.
He knows everything. He's actually right about everything here.
Yo exijo sangre por sangre.
Entonces, Gustavo,
No tengo respuesta.
I have no response.
ustedes presenciaron estas llamadas de Lalo,
No, they
pero me
didn't.
han dicho que ustedes vieron el cuerpo de Lalo.
Sí.
¿Y qué me dices de esa rata, Varga?
Él dijo que los peruanos le pagaban los odios. Sabemos que recibía dinero. Encontramos las cuentas.
Gus is locking out. Everything went his way. There's not much he can do. He's like, he's making me money. There's no proof.
Don Héctor,
Let's carry on. Business as
que
usual.
vienes de lejos.
Yo.
¿Quién sabe? A lo mejor unas de las
He's
chicas
snapping
te
right now.
visitarán. Que descanses.
If only he could speak. He's like, there's so much that he wants to say right now. He's the traitor. Yo, the disrespect.
Ay, ay, ay. El South Valley seguirá siendo de los Salamanca y el resto del norte será tuyo, trabajando para Bolsa.
Gracias.
King of the North. King of the North. Gus.
Cuando te miré los ojos, el odio. Un poquito no está mal, siempre y cuando no te olvides de quien manda.
Like this dialogue here. I saw the hate in your eyes. A little bit's okay. Don't forget who's the boss. That was fire. Next to the fire.
The doc left these for you, in the event that you made it back alive.
Tell me about the lawyers.
Well, they spent a full
Didn't even know if he
afternoon
was coming
with
back.
cops. Played it as they were told, maybe a bit better. Without a body, they can't close the file. But for all practical purposes, it's over.
When can construction resume?
I swear, Mike's the type of guy that's always got to be on the go doing something. He can't just ever let himself relax like that. He had like one sip of the beer. Yeah. You know that's weighing on Mike. He's someone who actually cares. Oh man, this might be a rough scene here. I've always really liked Nacho's father. He seems like a sincere, genuine guy. Just wanted the best for his son.
Yes?
Mr. Varga, you don't know me, but I'd like to talk about your son. Maybe we could talk face to face. I'm outside.
Who are you?
I'm sure Gus wouldn't approve of this.
Not important.
I saw you here before.
He remembers.
Chrysler, Fifth Avenue.
I'm sorry. He won't be found. It was over fast. No pain.
Ooh, he's just coming out with it.
Your son made some mistakes. He fell in with bad people, but he was never like them. Not really. He had a good heart. One more thing. You won't have to worry about the Salamancas. There'll be justice.
He did make a promise to Nacho, too.
Justice? What you talk about is not justice. What you talk of is revenge. Those only one is.
I'm glad Mike did this. Like, I'm sure it was hard to do, but it was important to do. I mentioned earlier
They got a new trash can.
how the Howard and Lalo story now feels complete. Now the Nacho story 100% feels
20
complete.
minutes tops. We can get through 20 minutes of anything.
Addiction is a disease. He was a good lawyer and a hell of a guy. What else is there to say?
Still doesn't seem real.
You know, this is probably the last time any of us will be in this building.
What?
HHM is downsizing.
Seriously?
Yep, they're going to take half a floor downtown. And they're changing their name. Bruckner Partners? Something like
Oh,
that.
wow. Both their legacies are ruined. Chuck's in now, Howard's.
Have you spoken to Cheryl?
Not yet.
This is what they wanted.
Put in the ground.
Man, maybe Howard's story isn't complete. I was just saying how it
Good to
is.
see you.
Howard it is.
I'm Jimmy McGill. You may not remember me. I'm Chuck McGill's brother.
Of course.
She did not shake his hand.
Can't even imagine what you must be going through. If Jimmy and I can do anything for you or your family, please just say the word.
There is something, actually. You two were the last ones to see him, weren't you?
He mentioned Jimmy to her before she left town.
You know what? I didn't leave here under the best terms.
Tell me what you told the police.
Man, should they really be going over all this here?
Okay, well,
In front of everybody?
11 p.m. Howard started pounding on her door. He was very upset. Guess it had to do with the Sandpiper case, but I couldn't make head or tail out of it. We tried to calm him down.
I...
Please, just spit it out.
Here we go.
It was about 1.5 years ago. I was still an associate here.
They're just tarnishing his legacy even more. They're adding to the story.
And Howard was there at his desk, head down. And he was snorting something. I never told anyone. But now I wish I had.
Okay, she brought it back. She's played it off well too.
In all the years that you worked with him, have you witnessed anything like this?
He doesn't know what to believe.
Cheryl, this really isn't the time or the place.
I have so much respect for Cliff.
You were his wife. You saw him every day. You knew him better than anyone. You would have known. Please excuse me.
Seems like patronizing. Links my Patreon is down below.
It's over.
She almost seems like a natural now. Remember when she was lying like a season back to that one guy, the squatter? He wasn't really a squatter, he just didn't want to leave his property. He called her out on it. She didn't get called out on it there.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Dearden presiding.
Your Honor, if I may, I submitted an additional motion. I'm assuming you have not seen it yet.
Did we get?
What was it for?
Just came in, Judge.
Do I understand this correctly? You're requesting to withdraw from this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Wexler, Mr. Orenstein approached the bench.
She's just bailing? This doesn't seem like her. She just wants out.
Ms. Wexler, we are here today at your insistence to consider your motion to exclude evidence. Would you care to supply any detail at all?
Your Honor, I'd prefer not to.
You gotta say something.
Orenstein?
It's impossible for me to continue with this hearing.
And why is that, Ms. Wexler?
Because I'm no longer an attorney.
Yo!
Sorry, what?
She's out the game. Kim. What are you doing, Kim? I like that she liked helping people. She's doing a good thing with her job, in her position. I can understand taking some time off, but just outright quit? No longer being an attorney?
Did what? Why? Why? All right, I know why. But Kim, you can't just...
Jimmy,
Just let me say my piece, okay? Just, this is your life. You're a lawyer. What about your clients, huh? They need you.
It's already done.
Oh.
Damn it. She didn't even talk to him first.
But Jimmy, Jimmy!
She's leaving.
You asked if you were bad for me. That's not it. We are bad for each other.
I'm getting chills here.
I have had the time of my life with you. But we are bad for everyone around us. Other people suffer because of us.
No, Kim, you make me happy. We make each other happy. How can that be bad?
Look at Howard's legacy. Try to look for Howard right now. That's how it's bad.
No, Kim, you're wrong. This is about Howard. Okay, what happened to him wasn't on us. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't my fault. He walked through that door. He did this, not us.
Somebody was listening right now?
I knew.
You knew what?
I knew he was alive.
And you didn't tell me?
It was to ease your mind or keep your mind at ease. This is incredible acting right here. They've already been nominated for Emmys, so I don't even have to say Emmys. Nominate these two. They've already been nominated. All this now is just a bonus in terms of acting. Is it a time jump?
Auto insurance won't pay for your fender bender? Ripped off by your brother-in-law? I'm here for you, Albuquerque. Better call Saul. Call 505-503-4...
Did you hear that?
We've witnessed the entire story now.
You can't hear.
Even though there's still 4 episodes remaining after this.
You tell him if the ad doesn't make my ears bleed the next time it plays, I will see
Different sign from the start.
Get all that? Call the bank, cancel the check, call the station manager.
The evolution of Francesca, too.
Got it.
What?
All right. Let justice be done, though the heavens fall.
The man, the myth, the legend. And that's how the episode ends. God damn. Very interesting. Alright guys, that was Better Call Saul, the final season, season 6, episode 9, fun and games. And this was a very interesting episode for numerous reasons. One, it really felt like almost like a closure episode for some characters. At the same time, we were seeing the evolution, the change of characters also. We saw the entire metamorphosis of Saul, from Jimmy to Saul, throughout this entire series, but I feel like the full transition has now been completed in regards to Saul freaking Goodman. But Yeah, there's a lot to discuss in regards to this episode. We might as well start closer to the start of the episode, which would have been the stuff with Gus involving Lalo, and moving past that. Man, I don't know how Gus does it. Like, he remains so cool and calm under pressure, because as he was going to meet Don Eladio, Don Juan, Don Hector, and the twins, what an intense scene. Like, he's surrounded by cartel. He just took out Lalo. They know he just took out Lalo because they're no longer in contact with him. And everything was revealed this episode. There was a lot of secrets that a lot of characters were keeping. Like, later on, I'll talk about Kim. I definitely need to talk about Kim this episode. But the secret that she was keeping in regards to Lalo being alive still, keeping that from Saul. So, yeah, there was a lot that came out this episode. One of my favorite scenes I definitely want to discuss after, too, between Mike and Nacho's father, which was absolutely incredible. And I'm so thankful that that scene actually took place in the show, just to add more closure, like I was talking about. This whole episode, man, it definitely felt different. It was fantastic, don't get me wrong, but it definitely felt different, had a different feel and vibe. It was like we're dealing with everything from the past couple episodes. Like, those past couple episodes, there's been a lot of death, there's been a lot of shocking moments, and now this is like the post events from those moments. So yeah, let's discuss Gus arriving there at like the cartel headquarters at Don Eladio's. There was no proof. That's really what it came down to. Like, Hector revealed that he knew Lalo was alive. Basically everything came out. Like he said, Lalo contacted him after the failed attack on him, and he let him know exactly what was going down, that he was gonna seek revenge himself. And now that he's missing, he's no longer in contact with everyone. I think it's pretty obvious, pretty clear what actually happened to Lalo, why he's no longer in contact with everyone. So Gus was just playing it cool the entire time. He wasn't saying very many words. Even when being confronted by Don Eladio and Don Juan, they're like, is that all you have to say for yourself? He's just like, yeah, that's all I have to say for myself. Like, that's it. So he was playing it cool, not a single bit of sweat, but Don Eladio did call him out afterwards once that whole meeting was done. And Don Hector, he was going off, like, ringing through her head. He's like, don't take me away. Like, once actually Don Eladio revealed that he's not really going to do anything, like, it's just business as usual, just going to carry on, Hector was going off, ringing the bell, and then, man, the mocking from Don Eladio to Don Hector afterwards, when he's like, I can't deal with him in the morning, you're staying overnight too. He's like ringing that bell like this, like, that whole scene, man, it was so intense. I love the lighting on the scene too. It's not really something I normally would bring up, but just with all the fires lit, there's some candles, they're all drinking, just sitting by the pool. Like, that pool is super famous, that backyard. Now, I don't think we've ever actually been inside Don Eladio's house aside from Gus going to use the restroom. So yeah, I love that whole scene. That was incredible. I love the lighting for that, the set design and everything, just the way it was all filmed too. And like, I also brought it up this episode, man, I'm not a director. I would love to be one day. I would love to take my own shot at it from behind the director's chair, at least try to create something. But for any directors out there, like, there's so many scenes that I'm picking up on, like the way it's being filmed and shot. I can only imagine, like, this is like orgasm material for any real directors out there. So that's why I did have to definitely bring it up this episode, because there's so many shots that I'm actually picking up on. I can only imagine you guys being impressed by them if I am. So yeah, that's definitely something else I wanted to bring up. I don't think I've ever brought up lighting in a scene before, so it's a first. We're dealing with first here. So I really did appreciate the lighting for that poolside scene, though. I thought it was pretty great. But yeah, the way that Gus kept cool the entire time, then Don Eladio called him out afterwards. It's like, there's hate in your eyes, too much hate. A little bit of hate is okay, but I was sensing too much hate there with all of his responses and grilling Hector. So I just love that entire scene. What a great way to start the episode too. Like, my God, the last few episodes were so intense. We kind of needed an episode like this, where even though there was a lot of intense scenes, like a lot of powerful conversations and important pieces of dialogue, it wasn't like bang, bang, shoot 'em up, action, car chase material. It wasn't anything like that. It was just dealing with the post events of the stuff like that. So I just really enjoyed this episode overall, but I definitely had to mention that, I don't know, I was sensing some different vibes from it, and it felt a little bit different. So I definitely appreciate it still, though. But yeah, moving on, I definitely want to discuss the next scene that I want to discuss before I forget is the scene with Mike and Nacho's father, because we saw with Mike, he's one of those people, just one of those guys, he can never just take time for himself and just relax, because we see him at home, like there's not many times we see him at home and he's always keeping busy. Like here he is with a beer, he's got his paps, just sitting in his lazy boy, he takes like 1 or 2 swigs watching the game and then he's right back at it. Like I think it was kind of eating him up a little bit though too, after everything else has been dealt with the Lalo stuff. The only thing that was really eating him away was Nacho, and Nacho's father still being out there left in the dark and regarding Nacho. So that's just the type of character that Mike is too. Obviously he was weighing in on his conscience. I don't think Gus would approve what he actually did, but I definitely approve, just for the record. So yeah, just the way that whole scene played out too. Like, man, Nacho's father working late hours into the night by himself. Obviously it's his own business. It seems like no other employees were around. He's still working, keeping busy, much like Mike. Very similar guys. I feel like it was an older generation type of thing, but Mike shows up, he calls him first, he asks if he can meet him outside, speak to him face to face in regards to his son, and he let him know everything, man. I really appreciate that scene. Just Mike being a stand-up guy, I understand, like that must have been so hard, so difficult to do. At the same time, it was like weight off his shoulders afterwards. It was probably helped him sleep after. Like we saw later in the episode with Gus, like he's opening up all the blinds, he's feeling better with Lalo gone. I feel like Mike would now be feeling better with that Nacho stuff out in the open with his father, or his father now knowing Nacho's fate. So yeah, just the way that he presented everything, it was so well done. They were standing on opposite sides of the fence. That was another scene that was beautifully shot in the nighttime too. So I really like that. And then the way that Mike came out with it all, he's like, yeah, your son won't be returning. There will be justice for him. And then Nacho's father, being the man that he is, he kind of called out Mike a little bit. He's like, you gangsters, and the way that you guys say justice, and it's actually revenge, it's street justice. So yeah, he called him out on it, and then he just walked away. At least he now knows. And Mike even tried to do the right thing, saying like Nacho, even though he was part of it, he made quite a few mistakes. He wasn't like them. He had a good heart. So I just really appreciate that scene, and I'm glad that they included it. I'm glad that Nacho's father now knows. And like I was saying, it was difficult to do on Mike's behalf, but it was important that he did that, not just for himself, but for Nacho's father as well, and for his own conscience, like I was saying. So he's probably going to be able to feel a lot better about himself moving forward, just having that out of his mind. So that was a great scene. I freaking loved it. So far, 2 for 2, like the Gus stuff, the Mike and Nacho's dad stuff, loved it. And now moving on to the memorial for Howard. At first I was like, all right, we've now fully dealt with all the Howard stuff, all the Nacho stuff, that's all done, completed all the Lalo stuff. Like, what else do we have to deal with? And then we had to deal with more Howard stuff. Like, we're not out of the woods just yet. Maybe I spoke too soon in regards to that. So yeah, we got to meet with Howard's wife, now the widow. Yikes, that scene was a little bit rough. She was like wanting to believe, calling them out too. Like, you guys were the last ones to see it, to Kim and Saul. You guys were the last ones to see him, and you, Saul, were having some beef with my husband. What was up with that? Like, what actually went down in regards to that? That whole scene, and then Cliff, he was like caught in the middle of it, man. The performances all around in the show, the acting was absolutely superb. I freaking loved it. Like, every scene I loved. That's what I'm saying. Like, it didn't have to be like a bang bang, shoot 'em up, balls to the wall, crazy action episode. I was just appreciating all these scenes that we were getting, just dealing with like the post events, and they're all post-traumatic stress events, at least in regards to the way I'm looking at them. So yeah, I also appreciated just getting to see more of Howard's wife and her standing up for him and his legacy, but she broke down too. Man, so rough. I swear, there was a lot of rough scenes, a lot of rough but important pieces of dialogue this episode. And afterwards, the stuff with Kim and Saul, the breakup, my God. That one scene where Saul actually opened the door and then it's revealed all the boxes and everything, like all her stuff being packed, that she's actually leaving. That was a powerful scene. The acting in this scene, I also brought it up, like they've all been nominated already for Emmys. They don't really need to keep impressing us, but yet they still do. Like, now every single scene for these remaining episodes, now that they've already been nominated, they're just bonus pieces of bonus performances, and I'm just going to eat them all up because I'm freaking loving them. Like every other scene that I've been loving this episode. But yeah, it was kind of rough to see the breakup, but I get it. And I feel like for Kim's ultimate fate, it was probably for the best that she kind of finally came to the conclusion on her own that they're not good for each other, that she's got to leave. And that was a powerful scene also. Like this entire episode was filled with scenes much like this. I think there was a couple scenes where I even teared up. Like it was that powerful. But then right after that, immediately following that scene, we get a time jump and we're now basically caught up with Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul from Breaking Bad, Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad, the Saul Goodman that we met in Breaking Bad and came to love and got to know in Breaking Bad, we got to see more of at the end of this episode. Like there was a full time jump. I don't know if we're going to be going back and forth now. If now like all the Jimmy stuff, the evolution transitioning to Saul stuff is now behind us. And now moving forward, we're just going to focus on the Breaking Bad Saul. And then maybe in the last couple episodes, we're going to skip ahead yet again for another time jump and then follow the Gene Saul. I don't know. Maybe next episode we're going to be right back to post Kim leaving. I don't know how it's all going to play out, but I feel like with that transition, and like it didn't even happen like post credits or like it wasn't a cold open or anything. It just happened mid episode or close to the end of the episode, just randomly right after the breakup. Here's a time jump for y'all. So that was very interesting. Also, I love to see it though, but at the same time, it's like Jimmy is officially dead. I'm sure some people would say Jimmy's been dead for quite some time, but I feel like with that time jump, with Kim now gone, Jimmy, the old Jimmy, is now officially dead, regardless of the previous name change to Saul. I feel like we were still seeing bits of Jimmy there. He was still alive, holding on, holding strong just a little bit. But yeah, Jimmy's dead now. He is 100% gone. We got Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad now in the show. I'm assuming that's who we're going to follow from here on out. And then at some point, we're going to do another time jump to Gene. But my God, I'm pretty sure it's also been pretty much, I don't know if it's been promoted already, but it's been pretty much like guaranteed that we are going to see Walt and Jesse at some point. So I guess I wouldn't be surprised the next episode or two, or they could be saving it for the finale. That'd be kind of cool too. But I feel like at that point, we're going to be jumped ahead, another time jump to Gene. So I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised next episode or the one after, we finally see Walt, Heisenberg, and Jesse pop back up into the show, and I can't wait to see it. I'm probably going to get up out of my seat and scream. I'm going to be so hyped when that scene finally goes down, and I hope we get them for more than just a scene, but at the same time, beggars can't be choosers, right? Like, I'm going to be happy with whatever we get, but yeah, this was a very different episode, but at the same time, I love the vibes from this episode. We got a lot of closure, but at the same time, also a lot of moving ahead and moving forward, so yeah, this was a great one, guys. I definitely want to hear your thoughts. Definitely let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. If you guys can like, subscribe, it really helps my channel grow. Till next time, I am out. Enjoy your day. Peace.
Well, I didn't smoke enough for you, didn't drink enough for you, wasn't fun enough for you, wasn't good enough for you, damn. You play me like a yo-yo and shit. Well, I'm not the one to be.